going to do a bit of a goal setting exercise here. Right, so there are 9 things stopping you, and each of those 9 things is kind of the solution, right? So most of you will have not defined what you want, right? Now, when I work one-on-one with clients in any industry, actually, I would say 14 out of 15, if I said, what do you want? 14 out of 15 would say, well, that's what I want to know. I'm not sure, right? Or they have some vague idea. Okay, now I use this kind of a metaphor. You could be earning low fees or high fees, and you could be working on low value projects or really good quality projects that really make your heart sing. Okay, so I want you to think about which quadrant you fit in here. All right, now if you're doing low value projects, and when I say low value, I mean value to you, low fulfilling projects, and you're getting low fees, I'd call that the old quarter. Okay, so have a think about which quarter you're in. If you're doing, I enjoy my projects, I'm happy with them, they're fulfilling, but I'm still getting low fees, you're a starving artist. Okay. If you're getting high fees, but they're not overly fulfilling projects, we call this the new quarter. And have a think, which one are you in? And then there's one other quarter, which is obviously the one I want you in, which is where you're earning high fees, but you're doing quality work, projects that fulfill you. And I call it Sunshine Island, right? And so we talk about 6, the Sunshine Island Express is kind of our program for getting people there fast. All right, so now answer these questions. Well, firstly, actually, if you can type in, which quadrant do you think you're in? We just go back a step here. Oops, it's annoying. Which quadrant do you think you're in currently? So just type it into the chat window and I'll have a look and see where people are. Let's have a quick look. Okay. Artist quarter. This is Paul, Francois, artist, Ione, is it? Ione Donia, artist, Valerie, artist, Eva says new quarter. So new quarter is I'm earning good fees, but it's not overly work. Roger's having major issue with sound. Hopefully that's just you and not everybody. Paul says artist. Wow, everybody's in the artist quarter. Claude McKelvey, artist quarter. Okay, interesting. Interesting. So you love your work, still can't move out of the artist, says Tim. Okay, Carla is artist. George says not in any quarter. What does that mean, George? Sarah is in the artist. Wow, I've never had so many who, all in one quadrant. Okay, let's see if we can get you out of the artist quarter. Okay, I want you to ask a couple of questions. How good are you right now at marketing out of 10? Sorry, not marketing, sorry. At architecture, at design, how good are you now? Right, and also, how good are your projects out of 10? If 10 is they're the dream projects and 0 is they're absolutely terrible projects, where are your projects, or where have your projects been for the last sort of 1 or 2 years, right? And where's your income, right? Now I'll just give an example here. So, okay, let's say, this would be not uncommon. If someone says I'm 7 out of 10, okay, I can get a bit better, but it's going to take a while, but I'm pretty good. My projects are around 5. I'd like to get them to 8. My income's around 4. I'd like to get that to 8. So this person's very much in the kind of in between the artist quarter and the old quarter, and they would like to go sort of 8 for fees and 8 for fulfilling projects. So somewhere up here. Okay, so we're going to do a little exercise here. What is a really good business? Right, now you can do this just with a pen and paper. There will be, if you've downloaded the workbook, you can do this here, but I want you to get specific about what you want, because most people are very not unspecific. Okay, do you want to be working 1 day a week or 7 days a week? Okay, now on an axis like this, you might say, well, I'm currently working about 6 days a week. It feels like it, so put an X. And then I say, all right, well, where do you want to be? You say, well, I'd love to be working 4 days a week. You know, I love what I do, but 4 days a week working on great projects, that would be dream. Okay, so we've got to get a marker in the sand about what you want. Okay, so you can do this just in your head if you want, if you don't have pen and paper, but if you do have pen and paper, I think, you know, the physical act of doing it will be useful. Do you want to be a generalist or a specialist? Okay, so you might say, well, I'm probably more at the generalist end at the moment, but I would like to be at the specialist end. I kind of sense that I could probably earn more money being a specialist, and you know, but there's no right or wrong answer here. You can go where you want, or you could be somewhere in the middle. Do you want low income or high income? You might say, well, this person I had before, I'm about just under 5 probably. I'd like to be 7 or 8. Okay, what about your fees? Where do you want your fees to be? Do you want to be, you know, I'm currently probably a bit cheaper than the average, and I'd like to be higher than the average. What about the projects you're working on? Where are you now? I'm about here. Where do you want to be? Okay, so just quickly, just put down what you think. Use your gut feel. How many staff do you want? Do you want lots of staff or no staff? Okay, here's where I am now. I don't want many staff. I just, you know, I've got 2 at the moment. I'd like 1 more. 3 would be good. Okay. What about, you know, how much design? How focused on design do you want your clients to be? Right? And you might say, oh, you know, they don't really care. They're mainly price focused. Where do you want them to be? I want them to be design focused. I want them to love great design, appreciate great design. Because if they do, they're going to want me to do it. If they want me to do it, then I can do great work and I can win awards and I can build a portfolio and things like that. Okay, and do you want to be by referral only, or do you want to get all your projects from marketing? So this person might say, well, I'm mainly by referral only at the moment, and I actually like that. You know, if I can just do it better, then I'm quite happy to stay there. I'm happy to be referral only if I can just find a way to get more appointments with quality people. So have a go at this. Fill this out for yourself, and we'll do a little exercise here. Oh, there's one more. There's one more. This might be one that's really useful for you to have in there. Do you want to do projects that have a small impact or a large impact? Okay, so this might be something which really goes, yeah, that's something that would make a big difference. So what I want you to do is get a bit more specific. There's a million other things you could have in here, right? But these are just some of the obvious ones that I've pulled out just to move you in the right direction. All right. So have a think about what you've put down here, even if you've just done it in your head. And then circle maybe the one that might be number 1 for you. So in this case, this person's gone, all right, well, number 1 is I want to work less. Of all these things, if I could work less, I'm working 7 days a week. If I could work less, and yeah, if I could work on projects which made a difference in my community, those would be the top 2 for me. So circle the ones that you think would be top. And by the way, if you've got something else you think, no, I've got something else which would be far better. I'm currently doing this, but I'd love to be doing that. Then include that. You can put that down the bottom. Okay, these are just a checklist of, all right. So based on that, what I want you to do as this plane flies over is I want you to imagine, if we go back here, this might be really painful, sorry. But if we go back here, and I want you to imagine what you've put down, and I want you to, wherever you put it and whatever you've added, I want you just for a minute to get in touch with where you are now. So just do a bit of a body check and see how you feel about all the X's. Where are you now? And for most of you, you're in the artist quarter. So how does it feel for you to be in the artist quarter? Okay, just an emotional thing. How does it feel to be in the artist quarter? Now, take a deep breath, and I want you to imagine now that you have achieved a goal and you're where all the ticks are. All right, so as you breathe out, just imagine, not you want to be there, imagine you're already there now. And everything you've ticked off on this sheet here, and anything else you've added, you're now there. So you might shut your eyes for a second and just breathe in and start breathing as the person who would be in all those places on those spectrums where you want to be. And just breathe that in for a second and notice how that feels. You're already there. You've done it. You're earning the income you want. You're doing the type of projects you want, finally. You're getting appreciated for the work. You're working with clients who appreciate great work. You're maybe not working as much, but you're earning more. Your fees are high, maybe higher than you thought you could have them. How does that feel to be successful based on your criteria? Okay, it's already, imagine it's already over, you're there, you're doing it now. And what do you notice about the difference in feeling between the old way and now? Do you feel heavier or lighter? Do you feel that feeling? Is it, how would you describe that feeling? Just come up with a word. Does it feel worth doing? All right. Okay, just type into the chat window. Type into the chat window how it feels. Night and day, says Sandra, sorry. Confident, and yes, would be worth doing. Cool. Paul Cooksey, sorry. Fulfilling. Tony says freedom. I mean, isn't this why you went into architecture in the first place? I mean, it's hard work, isn't it? You know, getting your degree. A relief, says Francois. Keep breathing that way as if you're the green ticks. You know, you've got what you want. You need to train your subconscious to know what this destination feels like. It's almost like giving a taxi driver, you have to give a taxi driver very specific destination of where you're going, right? It has to be, you know, where do you want to go? I want to go to 37 Smith Street. You don't say somewhere over the other side of town. You say 37 Smith Street in Johnsonville, right? You give a specific address. Your subconscious needs a specific address. It's like a taxi driver. Okay. Paul says perfect. Big relief, says Valerie. George says it's complicated. All right. Okay. Let's move on because that's really only step one. I have a lot of things to cover with you, but can you see the difference? I mean, we've only done a very lightweight exercise here, but can you see the difference of being specific about your outcome? Your clients have to give you specific outcomes too, don't they? They can't just say, give me something nice, right? The world doesn't operate on vague, it operates on specific. So what we need to do is we need to be specific with ourselves. You need to come up with a set of concept drawings for where you want your business. It's the first thing I always take people through, and it's always something that people very seldom have, all right? So we've done a very lightweight exercise here, but you know, you need to turn yourself into a butterfly and you need to start living like a butterfly, at least training your subconscious what that is and where we're going. Okay, now we know the research, everything on goal setting talks about this, but they did a survey in 1979. 84% had no written goals, 13% had written goals, you know, but had goals but not written. Three had written goals and a plan, right? And in 89, 10 years later, they interviewed the same people and the results were kind of remarkable. 13% with goals were earning twice as much as the 84% with no goals. But even more staggering was the 3% who had the written goals and had a plan were earning on average 10 times the other 97% combined, right? So when you set a clear, compelling goal, you know, before you, well, if you can even see your goal, it often requires willpower and discipline. But when you know how to ignite your subconscious mind using emotions and images, you can get yourself excited, alive, unstoppable, and you get your head and your heart engaged. And that's what I want you to do, is engage your heart when you're working out your goals, not just your head, right? Because that's boring. It's like hopping somewhere. You can do it, but it's no good. I want both legs working for you.